Welcome back to another episode of BC Life. By the time you see this video, the coin that we have will have already been sold. A couple years back, Silver Santa and we actually went and stopped at a yard sale. Now, this yard sale that we stopped at, they had some coins there. One of the coins they had was a 1941 penny. I thought it was a steel cent at first, but I knew they only minted the steel cent for 1943. When I got home and took a magnet to it, it didn't stick to a magnet. I thought maybe it was plated with something, but I also saw it has this real nice strike on the back. And I was thinking to myself, that strike actually looks legit. I'll show you a copper penny in comparison. You can see the luster it has, where at different angles you can see some of the different curves and everything on that copper penny. You also see that with this penny here, where you can see the obverse design sort of through the reverse. I don't know, these aren't really proper words, I don't know what you would call that, but everything looks so legit on this. Either way, my dad was just playing around on the internet, and he ended up finding this. This is a 1941 penny that was struck on a Panama 1 cent planchet. I guess it's actually called it's a 2.5 centésimos planchet. Right here's the information on it. But that's the obverse of the coin. Here's a picture of the reverse. Once again, when you look at the reverse, you can see that that neat little luster it's got going. I do believe that's what we have, though. Now, this coin should also weigh 3.1 grams according to the article I was just reading. Right there, we're at 3.1 grams. And the copper penny is actually going to weigh less, at about 3 grams. Right there we are. We got 3 grams on that. It's going to weigh 0.1 gram more. So, if you ever find a 1941, it looks like a steel cent, and it weighs about 1 gram more than what a copper penny does, you might have this exact error right here. So that's a pretty cool find right there. We bought that at a yard sale a couple years back, like I said. Didn't really think too terribly much of it after a while. Knew it wasn't a steel cent. I figured maybe it was plated with something. I just couldn't understand why the luster was the way it was. Because normally when you plate something, it's got more of a flat look to it. I also thought, well, maybe it could be a cast coin, but also if it was a casted coin, you'd have like little impurities, you'd have like little fissures and stuff like that in the coin. You just don't see that with this. It's just a really beautiful strike. And with that beautiful strike it's got, it's just, looking at it, I knew there was no way it was no way it was a counterfeit. So I just went ahead and created an account on this website, just out of curiosity. This actually sold back in 2013. Right there was the selling price on it. We're actually just going to send ours out to get graded. Either way, I don't know what ours grades out at yet. Well, everybody, welcome back to another episode of BC Life. A while back, we actually sent out a 1941 penny. We thought for sure it was a 1941 penny struck on a 2.5 centésimo planchet. We did see some online. The last one that ever sold, that we saw that sold for about $5,000. We sent one out that we thought was it. Right here it is. They didn't put it in a capsule. They say it's plated. Well, I'm not sure I believe this is plated. So what I'm actually going to do in this video is I'm just going to cut the thing in half. We'll see together if it's plated. It'll have a nice red copper center in it. If it's not plated, Well, I just destroyed a $5,000 coin. Okay, everybody, here we are in my backyard. Let me get this glove on. The penny is right here. It's actually held down with these vice grips here. I guess that's what you call them. I'm not really sure. I picked them up today at the Harbor Freight. I picked both this and this tool up here for a total of, that was like $11.64 or whatever. They're not very expensive tools. Oh. Hold up. I think I just cut the real deal in half. Let me go find that other half. Okay, everybody, I got a normal copper penny out here now. As a comparison, we can compare the core of a copper penny to the one we just cut. Well, everybody, I'm back inside. The bottom one's actually a copper penny. The top one is that 1941 I showed y'all. I mean, I think the top one has a whiter look, but I think I'm going to go with what NGC said. It should be a copper penny with some kind of plating. Hopefully I didn't just cut a $5,000 coin in half. The bottom one there, you can definitely tell it's the copper one. The top one, it's got a whiter color. But I'll let it up to you guys to decide. Right here's the front of both coins. There's the back of both coins. This one does look like it has a little bit of a whiter edge, but like I said, I'm hoping it's not the $5,000 penny. If so, I just cut a $5,000 coin in half. Well, everybody, I'm going to get into what all we found this weekend. We found an 1883 Indian head penny, a 1929 wheat penny, and a 1955 wheat penny. This one's still got some of its luster. It's a really nice coin. I'm going to be checking that in the book. I don't think that's going to replace in the book. I do believe we have some really nice ones in the book. We got some common 40s and 50s wheat pennies here. I think this is a 43 steel cent. I was trying to determine whether it was a 44 or 43, but I do believe it's the more common 43 when I look at it under a microscope. The 44, if you don't know, is worth big money. That's not it. Even if it was in that condition, it's worthless at that point. We ended up picking up a 1934A. It's one of the banknotes. It's a $10 banknote from 1934. We got 2 buffalo nickels, one dateless, one with a date, 1936. We got a 1960 proof nickel. We got 6 war nickels, 4 silver Roosevelt dimes, 4 silver Washington quarters. And then we got all of these 40% silver half dollars. Every one of these coins here are silver, except this 1964 here. This one's 90% silver rather than 40%. 1964 and older, anything older than 64 and older is 90% silver, as far as half dollars, dimes, and quarters go. And then with that penny that I cut in half, last look at this guy here. Yeah, it came back as damaged rather than being the legit coin plated. But again, I look at that edge. It's whiter than the other coin, and the 2.5 centesimo coin. The 2.5 centesimo coin had the same diameter. It was minted at the same mint, and it was a copper nickel composition, weighing 0.1 gram more than what the wheat penny did. And when I weighed that out on a scale, it weighed out at about the same height, at the same weight. So they came back as it being a plated coin. I think I'm going to go with that personally. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide whether this was the $5,000 penny or if it was just plated.